As we look now at Haryana Assembly elections, all 90 seats, well, it's 90 for Jammu and Kashmir and 90 for Haryana. Haryana, with all its 90 seats, will be polling in a single phase, viewers, and that will be on the third phase of Jammu and Kashmir. The third and final phase is when the single phase of polling in Haryana will take place, which is the 1st of October. Counting in the state of Haryana will take place along with the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir on the 4th of October. So a single phase election. Haryana has always voted in a single phase. There are, if you look at Lok Sabha elections, Haryana had 10 seats. In 2019, in terms of the 10 seats in Haryana, the Congress had scored 0, others 0, and the BJP 10. Even in 2014, it was the same. Let's look at the now vote share. What you saw was the seat share in 2019. The seat vote share in 2019 of the 10 Lok Sabha seats is what we are looking at right now. BJP had 58%, Congress 29%, JJP stood at 5%, INLD stood at 2%. Now, this time around, there was a clear change, and this is what at least the Congress would be hoping to build on, where out of the 10 seats where Lok Sabha Haryana was concerned, 5 went to the BJP, 5 to the Congress, 0 to any other political player in Haryana. The vote share is very interesting. In 2024, in the Lok Sabha elections, BJP stood at 46%, still higher than the Congress, which was at 44%. JJP stood at 1%, which is one short of what INLD stood at, others at 7%. That 7% that you read in the others, you could actually, at least in Lok Sabha, add it to the Congress lot, because about 6% was the share of the about 2% was the share of the Aam Aadmi Party, so that will be along with the Congress. So the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress were together where Haryana elections were concerned, and the Aam Aadmi Party had fought on one single seat. This time around, the Aam Aadmi Party has decided to go all in, are fighting all 90 seats. Let's look at now the big political players. What does the Haryana political chessboard looks like? Well, Nayab Singh Saini is the BJP chief minister. He became the CM in March. He's seen as an OBC leader. Well, he replaced Manohar Lal Khattar of the Bharatiya Janata Party. He was the CM for 10 years in where the state of Haryana is concerned. He was replaced this March. Is currently a union minister where he fought from the Lok Sabha seat of Karnal. Well, there was anger against him, especially where the farm protest comes into question. He is also, of course, a former RSS Pracharak and has been rehabilitated in the cabinet of where the central cabinet is concerned. Bhupinder Hooda and Dipinder Hooda from the Congress are the key players when it comes down to the opposition, the Congress, who is looking to move in this time. Prominent Jat leaders, they were given a free hand in 2024 Lok Sabha by the Congress High Command, and clearly they seem to have performed. And the Congress won 5 seats, where in the last 2 Lok Sabha elections, that figure for the Congress was a big fat 0. This time around, will they also be given a free hand where the state elections are concerned? Right now, it seems so. What is usually spoken is a rift within the Congress itself, the infighting. One side is the Hoodas versus what they call the SRK group, the Shailja, the Randeep Singh Surjewala and the Kiran Chaudhary group. Now, Kumari Shailja, Congress Dalit leader, trusted by the Gandhis, is rumored to be in the anti-Hooda camp. Randeep Singh Surjewala, Jat leader, rumored to be in the anti-Hooda camp. Kiran Chaudhary, very interesting. Well, she was a strong Jat leader, came in from the Bansi Lal family and now is with the BJP. She, along with her daughter, Shruti Chaudhary, quit the Congress and joined the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, the other big players, the JJP. Now, the JJP, viewers, was the kingmaker in 2019 because out of the 90, it won 10 seats. Dushyant Chautala, Jat leader from the JJP, grandson of former Chief Minister Om Prakash Chautala, great-grandson of Devi Lal, kingmaker in 2019, was Deputy CM till March, and then is when the alliance split with the BJP. The vote share dropped off the JJP to just 0.87% in Lok Sabha polls. The JJP is now fighting for relevance. Now, in comes the Aam Aadmi Party, who would possibly, viewers, be looking to play the role of the JJP. and maybe garner just enough seats to become the kingmaker. Aam Aadmi Party looking to fight all 90 seats. no clear chief minister face right now can hurt Congress prospects. Possibly, well, let's see how that goes, because the Aam Aadmi Party is looking, to garner a vote bank, which usually, traditionally, does not vote for the Congress. Congress usually sees a more peasant, Jat-based voter, and Aam Aadmi Party looking at the more Bania and Punjabi voters there. In this mix, throw in the INLD BSP alliance. The INLD, led by Om Prakash Chautala and his son Abhay Chautala, has now tied up with the BSP, hoping to try and chip away at the Jat Dalit vote bank. So this is what the Haryana political chessboard looks like. Let's cut across now back to our panelists this evening. I want to cut across to Ravinder Sharon, who tracks Haryana very closely. Ravinder ji, अगर आप इसमें देखें अभी जैसा हरियाणा का चुनाव लग रहा है, किसका पलड़ा भारी लग रहा है आपको?
जी नमस्कार प्रीति जी, बिल्कुल हरियाणा का चुनाव की पहली बात तो कि हरियाणा के चुनाव की इतनी जल्दी घोषणा होगी, शायद इस बात की जानकारी दोनों पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज को नहीं थी, और ये एक सरप्राइज के तौर पर आया है, खासतौर पर कांग्रेस और बीजेपी दोनों पार्टीज के लिए। और दोनों अपने अपनी तैयारियों में लगे थे। मुख्यमंत्री सवेरे प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे थे और उसके बाद कई घोषणाएं करने वाले थे। भूपेंद्र सिंह हुड्डा दिल्ली से चंडीगढ़ गए थे अपनी यात्रा की घोषणा करने के लिए, लेकिन उनको प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करनी पड़ गई चुनाव आयोग की जो घोषणा हुई उस पर रिएक्शन देने के लिए। तो ये एक सेटबैक या एक सरप्राइज की तरह दोनों पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज के लिए आया। और जिस तरह से लोकसभा चुनाव में बीजेपी की स्थिति कुछ कमजोर होती हुई दिखी, जो पिछली बार 2019 के चुनाव में करीब 60% वोट उनको मिला था, और इस बार के लोकसभा चुनाव में वो घटकर केवल 46% रह गया है। विधानसभा चुनाव जो पिछली बार केवल 3 महीने के बाद हुए थे, उसमें एक बड़ा सेटबैक बीजेपी को लगा था, 40 विधानसभा सीटें केवल जीत पाए थे, जबकि 2019 की लोकसभा में 81 सेगमेंट्स पर उन्होंने लीड की थी। तो इस बार की स्थिति बिल्कुल माकूल नहीं है बीजेपी के लिए। 10 साल का इनकम्बेंसी फैक्टर है, और कांग्रेस पार्टी के पास में एक बड़ा वोट बैंक का जो चंक है वो बिना बहुत ज्यादा मेहनत किए उनके पास आ गया। जेजेपी और आईएनएलडी, उनका जो ग्रामीण इलाकों में वोट था वो वोट खिसक करके कांग्रेस पार्टी के पास आ गया है। उसके लिए कांग्रेस ने कोई खास मेहनत नहीं की, लेकिन वो उनके पास फिलहाल कंसोलिडेट होता हुआ दिख रहा है। तो बीजेपी के लिए बड़ी तकलीफें हैं, क्योंकि उनको मुख्यमंत्री बदलना पड़ा। बीजेपी के जो मुख्यमंत्री हैं वो उनको ओबीसी मुख्यमंत्री बिल्कुल कह रहे हैं, लेकिन हकीकत में वो नॉन यादव ओबीसी मुख्यमंत्री हैं, क्योंकि यादव समाज के जितने भी लोग हैं वो राव इंद्रजीत सिंह के साथ गुड़गांव से लेकर रेवाड़ी और महेंद्रगढ़ तक इकट्ठा हैं, कंसोलिडेट हैं। और राव इंद्रजीत कई मसलों पर यह बात कह चुके हैं कि उनकी बेटी को टिकट नहीं दिया गया, और वो पार्टी से नाराजगी अपनी जाहिर कर चुके हैं। तो फिलहाल कांग्रेस पार्टी थोड़ी सी बेटर पोजीशन में फिलहाल दिख रही है, क्योंकि कांग्रेस पार्टी में जो गुटबाजी थी उसको भी थोड़ी सी अभी लगाम लगी हुई दिख रही है, क्योंकि कांग्रेस पार्टी के जो बड़े नेता हैं, शैलजा के पोस्टर्स और बैनर्स पर भूपेंद्र हुड्डा और उदय भान दिख रहे हैं। तो भूपेंद्र हुड्डा के पोस्टर पर शैलजा और रणदीप सुरजेवाला का चेहरा आ गया, जो इसके पहले नहीं हुआ था। और उसके पीछे सबसे बड़ा कारण यही है कि जब लोकसभा चुनाव के बाद राहुल गांधी ने जिस तरीके से सब नेताओं की क्लास ली थी और उसमें साफ इशारा किया था कि अब गुटबाजी नहीं चलेगी।
So interim truce there, where the Congress Haryana is concerned, the BJP also trying to find its feet. The elections have come in as a surprise. Sanjay Kumar, I want to pull you in on this. Mr. Kumar, if you look at just by the virtue of how Lok Sabha went, Haryana was one state which gave quite a shocker to the Bharatiya Janata Party. There were new caste combinations, the Dalits, the Jats, which hadn't really come together since Devi Lal came together to vote in the Congress. Even if you looked at the GT Karnal belt, the Punjabis who had en masse voted for the BJP also seemed to be, some of them did shift away.
No, certainly there was shift of voters belonging to different caste community, and you have rightly mentioned that Jat shifted away from BJP. The voters belonging to Punjabi Khatri community shifted away from BJP, and that is what has resulted in the loss of 5 seats to BJP. I think if we look at the numbers, 5 for Congress and 5 for BJP, clear indication that the mood is not in favor of BJP. Even after that, the second indication, BJP had to replace the chief minister, a person who has been the chief minister heading the government for 9.5 years. So just 6 months before the assembly election, or few months before the Lok Sabha election, the party needed to change the chief minister. Another indication, because BJP realized that the mood is not in favor of the sitting chief minister, mood is not in favor of the BJP. So these are the evidences, and if you look at the debacle BJP has faced in the Lok Sabha election. So clearly BJP is not in a very good position in Haryana. The new chief minister still has a lot of, he need to still get a grasp of what is happening on the ground. So difficult times for BJP in the assembly election, and Congress certainly at this moment has an edge. Whether Congress is going to capitalize on that edge or not, because you have already mentioned there are factional fights within the Congress, but you also mentioned, which I also agree, that they've been able to hold on, they have been able to bring about some truce, because you can see the faces of different Congress leaders on the same posters. So that's an indication that there is some truce. Congress is willing to fight elections together. If they manage to do that, if they manage to fight elections together till the date of voting, which is the 1st of October, I think Congress has a very good chance to defeat the BJP in Haryana.
Amitabh Tiwari, now in comes the Aam Aadmi Party, because till Lok Sabha elections, the Aam Aadmi Party fighting Haryana with the Congress on one seat, lost that seat, but it was an alliance. Now the Aam Aadmi Party, who's been trying to build a base in Haryana for the last 3 years, is going all in and fighting 90 seats, Amitabh Tiwari. Do you think the Aam Aadmi Party this time around would be more than happy if it could play the role of the JJP and maybe garner just enough seats to be the kingmaker, and in an assembly which has just 90 seats, maybe there could be an outside chance there?
See, in Haryana, the smaller parties and independents have always had a big role. Even in 2014 or rather 2019, it was a hung assembly. 2009 also, I believe it was a hung assembly. Congress won only 40 seats. Having said that, I do not think that the Aam Aadmi Party has the muscle power today or has the support to garner significant vote share in these elections, because obviously Arvind Kejriwal is still behind the bars. We do not know at what point of time he will be released and whether he'll be able to campaign for the party or not. Largely, it is a battle between the Congress party and the BJP. The JJP has weakened significantly. Even in 2019, the BJP would have lost the elections had not JJP split the Jat vote and won 15 of the 57 Jat influenced seats. So I don't think AAP is in a position to take over from JJP. Now it is a direct battle between the Congress and the BJP. Both are, the Congress party is trying to consolidate the minority, Dalit and Jat vote, while the BJP still hopes that the INLD and the JJP in a local election are able to split at least a portion of the Jat community votes, and it is able to hold on to its OBC.
The INLD did definitely better than the JJP in the Lok Sabha elections. But रविंदर जी, ये 3 धड़ों की बात करेंगे. सबसे पहला, आम आदमी पार्टी कांग्रेस को नुकसान पहुंचाएगी या आपको लगता है फायदा पहुंचाएगी, क्योंकि वोट बैंक दोनों के थोड़े डिफरेंट है? क्या रोल प्ले कर सकती है या नहीं करेगी कुछ? जेजेपी का जो रोल, क्योंकि उनकी तो अभी वर्चस्व की लड़ाई हो गई है, फाइट फॉर रेलेवेंस लग रहा है जेजेपी के लिए. इसमें अब आ जाती है आईएनएलडी और बसपा का जो अलायंस है. पहले भी हुआ था, इस बार कुछ होगा आपको लगता है? टीम बी कह रहे हैं इसको बीजेपी की.
देखिए प्रीति जी, आईएनएलडी और बीएसपी, इन दोनों को अगर कहीं थोड़ी सी गुंजाइश वोट लेने की है तो केवल सिरसा लोकसभा क्षेत्र की कुछ सीटों पर, और स्पेसिफिकली कहूं तो केवल एलनाबाद एक विधानसभा सीट ऐसी है जहां पर आईएनएलडी थोड़ी सी मजबूत है. इसके अलावा पूरे हरियाणा की 89 सीट्स जो बची हुई हैं, उनमें इन लोगों की अगर हर जगह पर जमानत भी बचने की पोजीशन में हो तो एक अच्छी खासी वो पोजीशन आप मान लीजिए. जेजेपी को 1% से वोट कम मिला था, जेजेपी और आईएनएलडी को भी 1% से कम वोट मिला था. हम लोग जो आम आदमी की बात कर रहे हैं, आम आदमी पार्टी की, आम आदमी पार्टी को जो वोट बैंक थोड़ा सा बढ़ गया, उसका कारण कांग्रेस है, क्योंकि वो कांग्रेस के साथ अलायंस में थे. अपने आप आम आदमी पार्टी के पास बिल्कुल भी वजूद नहीं है हरियाणा में, और कोई ऐसा इलाका नहीं है जहां पर आम आदमी पार्टी का कोई एक भी नेता इस पोजीशन में हो जो स्ट्रांगली फाइट किसी को देने की पोजीशन में दिख रहा हो. ये इलेक्शन 2005 के बाद से पहला इलेक्शन है जो इतना ज्यादा बाइपोलर है. यहां पर तीसरा धड़ा जो है वो 1% से लेकर 2% वोट तक कोई ले आएगा तो वो एक बड़ी बात होगी. बीएसपी की पोजीशन जो है वो हरियाणा के यमुनानगर और जगाधरी की जो बेल्ट है उत्तर प्रदेश से जुड़ी हुई, उस इलाके में 1-2 एमएलए जीतते रहे हैं. एक बार बीएसपी का आईएनएलडी के साथ अलायंस में एक सांसद भी जीते हैं. अब लेकिन जिस तरह से इलेक्शन पिछला लड़ा है बीएसपी ने, उसके बाद हरियाणा में भी उनका वोट बैंक पहली दफा हरियाणा में बीएसपी का वोट बैंक 1% से नीचे आया है। आईएनएलडी का वोट बैंक नीचे आया है, और जेजेपी की स्थिति, ये तीनों पार्टीज अपने अस्तित्व की लड़ाई लड़ रही हैं। फिलहाल जेजेपी और आईएनएलडी के लिए हरियाणा में कोई संभावना नहीं है। आम आदमी पार्टी कोई ऐसा वोट बैंक नहीं है, कोई ऐसा क्षेत्र नहीं है जहां पर मजबूती के साथ चुनाव लड़ पाए, क्योंकि शहरी क्षेत्रों में आज भी बीजेपी का प्रभाव है, और ग्रामीण इलाकों का वोट बैंक बहुत जबरदस्त तरीके से कांग्रेस पार्टी के पक्ष में कंसोलिडेट होता हुआ फिलहाल दिख रहा है। तो ऐसी कोई जगह नहीं है, ना कोई ऐसा बड़ा नेता।
इंटेंसली बाइपोलर चुनाव होगा ये। Sanjay Kumar ji, I want to bring in Sanjay Kumar back into this conversation. And Sanjay Kumar, just because it's going to be one of the most intensely bipolar elections fought in a state like Haryana, what's really interesting is because this is the first now state election where the Congress, who usually looks to play the caste card, and we've seen that happen so strongly in other states in India when we were going for Lok Sabha, they wouldn't want it here. Because if the election comes down to caste, it's disadvantage the Congress here, because then they tend to get isolated with just the Jat vote.
I'm not sure whether this election will not be contested on the caste lines in Haryana. I think that's going to be one of the key issues, along with various other issues. The issues of, farmer distress, issues of the women wrestlers. So there are various issues. Unemployment is there, price rise is there. So these are all the issues. But I think finally, the alliance formation, you already mentioned that INLD has formed an alliance with the BSP. The whole idea is to consolidate the Dalit vote and the Jat vote. But look, these alliances work only if the party has, some decent support base.
Right.
Both the parties are having less than 1% of support base. So I don't think even your voters, generally, Indian voters don't want to waste the vote. If the Dalits look at BSP not as a serious player, I don't think that the large number of Dalits are going to side with the BSP candidate. Same applies with the Jat vote. Jats, yes, there was a time when INLD got a lot of Jat vote. But I think looking at the situation of INLD, Jats are not going to side with INLD in a big way. They will look at Congress as a viable option. If Congress is seen as a viable option,
right,
I think a lot of Jat vote are going to get consolidated behind the Congress. And Congress, Congress has Shailaja as one of the Dalit faces. So
right,
it's not, yes, it looks like as if an unnatural alliance of Jats and the Dalits. But looking at the political scenarios, looking at their unhappiness with the BJP, and not looking at BSP and INLD as the viable alternative, they will come together, they will vote in favor of, they are likely to vote in favor of Congress. So I think caste combination is going to play an important role even in the forthcoming assembly elections in Haryana.
Amitabh Tiwari, very quickly, last word in, because in midst of all of this is also now suddenly a political issue which will be played very big and boom in Haryana, will be Vinesh Fogart. Do you see that happening?
I think it was also evident in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections that the women voted in larger numbers for the India bloc. And even if you see nationally in Manipur and in many states, the women have voted for the India bloc, and Vinesh Fogart's issue will be there, talked about in the elections. She might even contest if she wishes. The Congress is ready to give her a seat. So what has happened is that BJP's strategy of playing anti-dominant caste politics has already boomeranged in Jharkhand and Maharashtra. This is the only state, perhaps, where the non-dominant caste strategy is still in existence, and it will be a test of that strategy, because in other states it has already co-opted or gone back to the dominant caste. So we'll have to see how the Jat community to regain its supremacy, whether it consolidates. And Sanjay Ji's surveys already showed in 2024 that 64% Jats have voted in favor of the Indian government.
But that's the one thing, because that's usually been the Achilles heel of the Congress of late, where Haryana is concerned. And that's the reason why you'll hear, at least the Huddas all the time, keep stressing on Chhattis Biradari. Because they, the last caste group that they will address is the Jats, because they know that they want at least some parts of the Chhattis Biradari and not just the Jats. But we're going to leave it at that. It's going to be two very interesting elections, and we're going to have all of you back. Thank you for joining us.